Well, dear IWC members, welcome to our July monthly meeting on this cold and rainy, wet Cape Town day. Now that we are on lockdown again, we've obviously adapted to have a virtual meeting. We always, of course, prefer to have an in-person meeting at Kelvin Grove, but perhaps on a day like today, Zoom isn't such a bad idea, is it? On a more serious note, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to address everyone today after the events of the past month and a bit. Many of you already know about the unexpected loss of my beautiful daughter, Bella. This has been the most difficult time of my entire life, and it really brings everything into perspective. The most important thing in this world is love. And we show this love through kindness and through our relationships. And that's why I wanted to speak to everyone today. I wanted to see you guys because the outpouring of love and kindness from this club this past 6 weeks has been nothing short of extraordinary. In these darkest days of my life, members of this club have helped me move forward when I didn't think it was possible. My mother doesn't live here. But when I heard the news about my daughter, it was a member of this club that I called first to come. And when she came, the paramedics saw her and they saw such love in the way that she embraced me that they thought that she was my mom. And in the next few days after that, it's my friends and members of this club who enveloped me. You protected me. You sent me love and care. And as word spread, you dropped off food. You sent flowers. You visited compassionately. You sent notes of condolence. You sent beautiful poetry. And then when the time came for Bella's memorial, you came to celebrate Bella. Many of you came wearing silly hats. And you marched to the tidal pool. And I can't tell you how much that meant to me to just know that you were supporting me. And then the final thing, the beautiful condolence books, with the notes you wrote, Marianne dropped them off 2 days ago. And just reading through them, they were just extraordinary. I have nothing else to say except that I really felt you guys holding me. And I thank you for that. Words are, as you know, in these things, very inadequate. But I want to give them to you anyway. The saying goes, joy shared is doubled and sorrow shared is halved. So thank you, everyone in the IWC, for helping me with this difficult time. I don't know what I would have done without your support. If there is no greater recommendation for this club, I don't know what else there is. So thank you. I'd also like to take this moment to thank your amazing board for all the hard work they put in to help everything run smoothly when I was unable to perform my duties in the way I would have liked to. The monthly meeting went ahead last month, and what a meeting it was with the ballet. It was so wonderful. I could see for everyone to be able to enjoy art and ballet during COVID times. And it's especially meaningful now that we're back on lockdown again. So how wonderful that we could do that. The newsletter came out. Janet did a beautiful job. Wendy, thank you for your help with Janet as well. Putting it all together. You made it beautiful. You made it practical, easy to read, interesting. Group activities kept on going. Christine kept everyone online and everyone, the club, it shows that we're a strong club. It's filled with beautiful women inside and out who are committed to making this world a better place and who are strong to stand up for everything that this club represents. We're many people in this club working together, but ultimately we support each other on an individual basis. other exciting things coming up. The website, I know Victoria and I did a lot of work on this new website that's coming up. I'll let Victoria talk more about it. But we finally have real proper photos of group activities, not stock photos. It'll be much easier to use, much easier to access information that's important to you as members of the club. And it helps, I think, show a bit more of the heart of who we are. So I hope you guys are excited to see that and to be part of this new launch of our website coming up. So yeah, all I can say is that I'm extremely grateful and I thank you. I'm going to now let Christine lead. She has a lot to say about our speaker, Ladles of Love, and about our theme for this month and all the work that she put into for Mandela Day. So thank you guys. Christine?
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Amanda, for those kind words. And I have to say, it makes me feel very proud when I hear you say what a wonderful support has come through from the club. It is what our club is about. And thank you for taking the time and having the courage to come and join us today. It means a lot to us to see you again. So hello, yes, from a very chilly Cape Town. I'm sitting on the balcony of the Silo Hotel, as you can see. It's a little bit breezy, but my hat's still there. You may be thinking, why are some of us wearing these ridiculous hats? Well, we thought we would try and celebrate the new website. We need something to lift the mood. So some of us are wearing, mine is getting a little bit blown by the wind on the balcony here, but some of us are wearing these silly hats to welcome our wonderful new website. And we're going to hear a bit more about that just now, but I have to say a huge amount of work has been done by Amanda and Victoria with this. It's been a massive project, so well done. And it's going to make a big difference to the club, to how outsiders see the club, and to how you, the members, can interact with the club. So great news about that. We've also got some more new members coming. Every month we have new members, which is also fantastic under lockdown that we're still getting people coming through. So Janet has some new members for you. And as you know, we've got a great speaker this morning, Danny, who is going to tell us all about the fantastic Ladles of Love project, which is doing great work, and it's even more needed at the moment under this awful winter weather and with lockdown restrictions. They're still soldiering on, they're managing to adapt, and he's going to tell you how he got into this project, and he's going to tell you what we can do to support them, both financially and with food. So you may have heard of the project, but you may not have met or know about Danny, so that's going to be a great privilege to introduce him shortly. And so quickly, yes, I wanted to mention, of course, Mandela Day. July is the Mandela Day month, and we celebrate Nelson Mandela. It's held on his birthday, the 18th of July. And as we all know, he devoted his life to the service of humanity and to making South Africa a better country. And as he reached his 90s, he said, "It is time for new hands to lift the burdens. It is your hands now." And this is how Mandela Day came about, to celebrate the 67 years that he devoted to the service of South Africa. We are asked to give 67 minutes of our time. And I just wanted to remind us all that it is about giving our most precious commodity, which is our time. It is not simply a matter of giving money, although that is important to help many worthy causes, but it's our time that is the most precious commodity we can give to someone. And even in this difficult lockdown situation we find ourselves in, we can still do things and give our time for our community. So we can do things such as knitting a blanket or beanies for a school or a creche or a hospice. You can offer a lift to somebody who has difficulty getting to an appointment, help an elderly neighbour, maybe fetch groceries for them. The other simple thing we can do is also pick up the phone and actually phone somebody. Don't text them, don't WhatsApp them, don't email them, but actually pick up the phone and phone somebody you know is lonely and struggling maybe a little bit with lockdown, somebody who actually needs to hear your voice and have a chat a meaningful chat on the phone. That's something we can do. We can help clean up a beach or a local park. We can plant a tree if you're happy to do that. There's been quite a few initiatives in my area to do that, to provide something for the future. We can give care kits to the government hospitals or to the homeless shelters, donate books to the library. But we can give our time in quite a few ways, and the list is endless. So we'd really like to hear from you and hear what you do this Mandela Day. Maybe send us a photo we can put on Facebook. It can be something very small that can make a huge difference if we all do something in our community. So, and as you know, our philanthropy project this month, Ladles of Love, is also about giving time. Many people volunteer there and making sandwiches and delivering food and so on. So please think about one of these ideas this month for Mandela Day. Perhaps the restrictions may be slightly eased by the 18th of July. Not sure, but let's hope it is. But please think of a way that you can give those 67 minutes to make someone's life or your community's life just that little bit better. So I'm now going to hand over briefly to Anna Maria, our philanthropy chair, who's wearing the most spectacular hat. I'm sitting here with a lovely hat, but I've still got my pantoffles on because I'm so chilly. But she's looking very glamorous this morning. So I'm going to hand over to Anna Maria to let her talk to you a little bit about philanthropy and a little bit about Ladles of Love. Okay.
I was having problems. Sorry. Well, I wanted to look a bit glamorous for this wonderful new Facebook page the newsletter we're going to have. It is very unfortunate that we are seeing Danny on Zoom because of this ghastly pandemic. We are looking forward to seeing him in person and being able to donate to his incredible, well-known Ladles of Love. Danny will not only tell us of his incredible journey to the starting of Ladles of Love, but his ideas for Mandela Day. Please support him in every way you can. If you want to donate money, please deposit in the IWC bank account marked clearly Ladles of Love. Please, ladies, if you have anything to donate, every bit helps. Please phone me and I will collect. Do not forget, even though it's cold, let your hair down, go wild, and celebrate today because it is Creative Ice Cream Day, Flavor Day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Anna Maria. And as you can see, she's multitasking. She's busy knitting and looking glamorous and talking to us at the same time. Okay, so now we're going to listen to Janet tell us about the new members. Over to you, Janet.
Good morning, board members. Good morning, Danny. Good morning. I would like to present our new 3 members. Please say hello to Karen Temlet. She's from South Africa. She's living in Hout Bay.
Hi, everyone.
Please say welcome to Dorotea Colombo. Hello, Dorotea. I know you are here. She's from Germany, and she's living in Newlands. Welcome, Dorotea. And the last member of this month is Lindsay Jacobs. Lindsay Jacobs is from Australia. I don't know if she's here and with us, but please say welcome to Lindsay, and she's living in Somerset West. Well, the last thing I would like to share with you is about the newsletter, the directory. Please, if you don't have your copy, ask to your area rep or send me a message to me. Well, see you next month, hopefully in Kelvin. If not, on Zoom. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay warm.
Okay. Thank you, Janet, very much. Love your headdress and your lovely colourful outfit to cheer us up today. Thank you very much.
You. Bye.
We're still having new members, which is just excellent news. Fantastic. We look forward to meeting those ladies soon. So now the exciting bit. Over to Victoria, who's going to tell us all about this fantastic new website. So I'm going to mute.
Okay, well, everybody's talking about it, and we have our hats. And the great thing about being in racing is there's no end of silly hats that you have in your wardrobe, but they have to be racing colours. So hence why they're always blue. Blue and white are my horse racing colours. Right, well, ladies, welcome. And gentlemen, we do have a gentleman. Welcome to the launch of the new website. I'm just going to share my screen, my presentation quickly. International Women's Club of Cape Town website launch. For those who don't know me, we do have some new members. I'm Victoria Dickerson. I'm your social media and communications chair. I'm the lady who sends out the WhatsApp broadcast messages and asks you to save the number on your phone. So this is the face that goes with those messages. Okay, and sadly we're not at Calvin to launch. It would have been lovely, but we would have had champagne and possibly fireworks, but I had to add a little bit of sparkle to the proceedings. So let's, without further ado, welcome to the new website. I'm first of all going to take you through a slideshow presentation because Zoom only allows you to share one screen or the other, so I can't whiz back and forth. So we'll quickly go through it this way, and I won't make you dizzy with all the scrolling. So we'll go through this, and there will be a little bit of repetition, but it's also a bit of reiteration, so bear with me. So this is what the website will look like. We have 3 different photo banners. There's this beautiful one taken at Kelvin. We have one of the mountain and one of a beautiful, very in keeping with the theme, a photograph of a trip to the milliners. Okay, so without further ado, I introduce you to the website's new tagline, which is make friends, make memories, and make a difference. And this encapsulates the aim of our constitution, which is to promote friendship among women of all nations, whilst also giving support to philanthropic projects. So the website is our shop window to the world. It shows who we are, obviously a friendship club, what we do, we have our events, activities, and our philanthropy. Why join us? To make friends, make memories, and make a difference. And how to join us. So you can access the application form, and there's a little bit of the process within the application form. Okay, where is it? It will be, once it's launched, hopefully tomorrow, it will be exactly where it's always been. So just allow somebody in. www.iwccapetown.co.za, exactly the same place as always, but what you see will be a little bit different. So see, this is one of the other banner screens with the login and log out button in the corner. There's also a join us button for people who are not yet members. Okay, so what I'm going to take you through now is the homepage as you scroll down. So the first section is our shared interest groups, the make memories and make friends element of the website. So here there's a picture for each of our interest groups from art and design all the way to Z, Zumba. So we cover the full spectrum. If you click on the link within that page, it will take you to a little bit more information on each group. Again, this is more for the outside world rather than our members who know all this. But I just thought I'd take you through what you'll see on the homepage. Okay, and we split them into, this is the shared interest events that we have, the fun and fitness groups, walking and hiking club, tennis club, which we hope one day will get back once the restrictions are lifted, and Zumba, which is either in person or on Zoom with Janet, depending on where we are in the restrictions. But one day we'll just get back to all being together. Language groups, so of course we have our Italian and Spanish conversation groups. There's a big gap here, which we're really hoping will be filled with a French conversation group in the not too distant future. So we've left that as an incentive to get our French speakers to put a conversation group together. And then there's food. Goodness, don't we all love our food and drink? So we have all our food clubs gathered together, and boy, do we have a few. But no, food is love. Food is an expression of love. So I think it's a lovely way of getting together over a meal. Okay, and for those of us who, we all love our food, but some of us like something a little bit more cerebral, whether it's Mahjong, Elizabeth's Music Appreciation, Liliana's Great Journeys, which obviously they will go forward on Zoom, thankfully, and our book clubs, which I'm hoping to get one started soon, but maybe once the website's launched, we'll get there. Okay, now, and then obviously there's the Make a Difference section, which is philanthropy. There's just a little blurb about what we've done in the past and what we do. And then when you click on the link here, it will take you to the bigger philanthropy page and the events that we've done in the past. And there are the logos of just a few of the charities we've supported over the last 12, 18 months. Okay, and then as for our members only section, so you'll see here that this is on the home page. So there is this contents list on the home page itself, but when you click on any of these, it will take you to the login screen. So you can either log in from the button at the top right hand corner of the home page right at the top, or you can access it from the contents at the bottom. Or there's also, if you see here, there's my mouse, just getting somebody else in. There's a members area with a drop down menu, and there's a section for each page of the website that is a members only page. Okay. So when you click on that, whichever mechanism you use, it will all bring you to the login screen. Nothing to be scared of here. All you do, you put in your email address, which must be the email address that you have given to us that is printed in the directory, or those of you who've given me an email address separately that you don't want published. That's the email address you must put in. The password is unchanged. It's exactly the same password you've always put in to access the newsletter, which is uppercase IWC, lowercase team, as it's printed here. So nothing has changed. Only thing is you put in your email address first and then put in the password. There is a tick box here to say remember me, but please only tick that if you're on your own computer or phone. So on your own computer phone. Somebody is unmuted. Could Christine, could you possibly mute them for me? Okay, so right. So once you're logged in, you'll always come back to the for members only section. So and here you can just click on each section, whether it's newsletters, meeting, what have you. I will take you through all of these as we go forward. So first thing, message from our president. I have to say the website is very, very much Amanda's brainchild. She's adamant to get rid of all the stock photos on the old website, and it's much, much more functional. I mean, it's been great fun working together to kind of make this much more functional for our members. So well done, Amanda. Okay, right. So when you click on the newsletter section, you come up with a newsletter page and archive. Here you'll find all the newsletters that have been issued since lockdown 2020. So from April 2020 onwards, when they became more than just the events. And you also have the download current newsletter button. You have a quick online view newsletter, and which I'll show you in real time shortly. You have an area reps page with a lovely collage of all the area reps Janet put together for us. So you can, for example, if you move area or if you know of a new member and they don't know who the area rep is, I find that quite often. Yes, it's in your directory, but most of us have our phones in our hands all the time now. And of course, you can access the website from your phone. Okay, group leaders at a glance. If, for example, you want to sign up for something or you need to cancel something, which is quite important, sometimes you don't have the numbers to hand. So you can just go on here and you'll find the the phone numbers for the group leaders. I must reiterate that you can only find this on the members area, so you can only get in if you've logged in. So it's not that these numbers are posted for the world to see, not at all. The meeting and minutes area, or it is a requirement that we have to publish the minutes of meeting for our members. We usually do this at Kelvin in normal times, but obviously not all of our members are able to come to Kelvin. And at the moment, none of our members are able to come to Kelvin. So this is where you'll find them. The AGM booklet from last year is published, but the forthcoming AGM booklet will be published before the AGM, so people can view it, which is a requirement for the Constitution. It's just a snapshot of the current board, but there is also the listings of all of our board members from 1997 to present day. Okay, I know there are a few of you out there who are not yet members, so please come and join us. So when you click the Join Us button on the homepage, this is what you'll see. And there's Amanda's done a lovely little blurb there of what the membership benefits are, and sometimes it's easy for us to forget just what the benefits are. I mean, Amanda's really touched on the how important having a network like this is, but there are also the I don't want to say the monetary values, but the speakers and the lectures that we get to attend every month, which is included in our subs, is quite extraordinary if you think about it. So there we go. So without further ado, I'll take you very quickly into the live overview, which is when I will need to change my screen view. So just bear with me 1 second. I'll just stop. Okay, just make it full page, full screen. There we go. Okay, and this is a real-time website. You can see this page. I just want to hang about here so you can see it change. So you'll see the 3 banners change. I don't want to scroll too much because I think it does make people quite dizzy when you're doing this, but you just see it kind of reiterating the screens that I've already showed you, and maybe understand why now I've done the way I've done it. So you type in your www.iwccapetown.co.za, and you can either log in with this button here, or you can hover your mouse over the members area, and here you get a drop down menu. And so you have newsletters, meetings, interest groups, so whichever you want to look at. I'm just going to show you. So I've chosen to go to the newsletters page, but obviously that's a private members area, so I have to put in my password. So I just put in my email address. And there we go, and password. I'm not going to show the password because I want to put this on Facebook, on YouTube. So but we've already discussed that, but I'll just take that section out when it gets uploaded. Right, so members only section. Here you can download the current newsletter, or you can access all of the pages that I've discussed. I'm going to take you to the newsletters section because that's the most functional, something that you are going to be using every month. Please access our lovely newsletter. A lot of hard work is put into it, and it's I think it's great. I'm allowed to say that because I don't put it together. So here you can either download the newsletter, but first I just want to show you the quick view newsletter. It just takes a couple of seconds to load, but I think this is quite exciting. There's those of us who are geeky enough to be excited by such things. Okay, so this is the July newsletter. I suggest that you move that out of the way. If you see these crossed arrows down at the bottom here, that will take it to full screen. So as you can see, it literally opens like a magazine. So, and for those of us who are needing our reading glasses, you can just click the magnifying glasses down here, and it just zooms in so you can see. You can just adjust it to your how good your eyesight is. Just want to point out that all the hyperlinks on here, which are the blue lines, which take you, for example, this is the videos from Heard, and if you click on that, it will take you directly to that video. But just remember that does take you out of the website, so you'll need to you can't just press the back button. You'll be in a different tab for that. So just so it's something so you're aware. But you just flick through. I'll just zoom out again. Yeah. But you can see there's so much. For those of you who haven't yet downloaded the newsletter, so we have our meeting notice. It's a little blurb about our speaker. We have interviews with a new member. A few points to note on the new website, and Janet puts together some spectacular collages of the month's events, which I think is really, really lovely. And I think that's something to encourage you to post photos onto Facebook, because Janet just goes into Facebook for the month and takes some of the lovely photos that we've had for the month. Okay, right, I'm going to stop that there. Exit screen. Okay, and the other area I haven't touched on is the YouTube channel. So from the members area, you can access the YouTube channel. You can just see, just select that. Again, it takes you out of the website to the International Women Club of Cape Town YouTube channel. And this is where, I just need to let somebody else in. The International Women's Club YouTube channel is something that's been put together very kindly by the Kutsia family, to acknowledge them all. And all of our general meetings and most of our webinars and music appreciation, etc., events have been uploaded to YouTube. So if you miss them, or particularly at this time of lockdown, you might want to watch them again, or just catch some that you missed during the summer. And we have the great journeys from Liliana. We also have the wonderful Italian talks from Dr. Mary Jane Quarren, which have just made us heart sore for travel. But it's lovely to see such beautiful presentations, particularly on rainy days like this one. Okay, as I said, that takes us out of. I think I've run through everything. Again, the Constitution, as per the previous website, the Constitution is there to view, and there's a section on the Open Door Networking Forum. So all that remains is please remember to log out. So when you've finished, there is also a link to the Facebook group, which I encourage everybody to join. I know not everybody's a fan of Facebook, but if you want to join, if you just click on that link and join group, and it will just send me a message, and I will make sure you are who you say you are, and allow you into the group. Okay, right, so just remains for me to log out there and stop share, and I'm just going to go back into my slideshow quickly and say, there we are. That's our new website. We're hoping that it will be launched overnight, either overnight tonight or overnight 2nd into 3rd of July. It should only be down for 30 minutes, so hopefully there won't be any glitches. I'm hoping you won't get any emails like you have before, but if you do, just please ignore them. It will just be a glitch in the system. And a video tutorial, just a very, very quick one, will be posted on YouTube to make things just to reiterate how to do this very simply. And thank you for your attention. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you very, very much, Victoria. Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think the website looks stunning. It's vibrant, it's colourful, it's user-friendly. It looks so much easier to navigate, and it has a wealth of information. So I think this weekend, ladies, there is no excuse. We haven't got the means to go out or do anything else. So I want all of us to log in and take a look at that, because there's been months of hard work gone on behind the scenes. Amanda and Victoria have put this together, and it looks stunning. It looks amazing. And I'm one of those people who's excited that the page turns in the newsletter. I think that's amazing. But please, take some time over the weekend just to have a look and see, just if only to enjoy the photos and see if you can find yourself on there. And if not, why not? Okay. All right. Well done, Victoria. Thank you for that presentation. And obviously it would have been nice to have been a live presentation, but I'm sure all of us can have a go at this. We've all used websites by now, so come on, we can have a go and have a look at it this weekend and just appreciate all that work. Okay, now on to our speaker this morning. I'm sure quite a few of you have heard of Ladles of Love, and I know many of you have actually supported this project, particularly during lockdown. But you may not know a great deal about Danny Diliberto, who is the founder of this wonderful project. After working in the restaurant industry for several years, Danny took part in an Art of Living course in 2014. And this course seems to have been the pivotal moment for him. And from there, the journey of Ladles of Love began. And he has never looked back since. So Danny's going to tell us more about this journey and about the amazing work that Ladles of Love does today. So do please enjoy this and do your best to support this project and the very valuable work they're doing. So I'm going to hand over now to Danny. We can hopefully get him on board.
Hello, everyone. As Christine mentioned, I'm Danny Diliberto. I'm founder of Ladles of Love. Thank you for having me, and thank you for allowing me the time to share our organization with you. So when I do talks like this, I always like to start with an exercise. We can't really do it because we all zooming in, but generally when we do it in a room, I ask everyone to stand up and take a look at each other and really just walk around the room, hug each other, and say, I belong to you. It's quite an interesting exercise watching from the back there or on stage, where I see everyone standing up and they're all very hesitant, not sure what's going on, and very reserved. But as people start to do this, and as they start walking around and start hugging each other and start saying, I belong to you, all of a sudden the energy starts rising, the people start laughing, and just the volume of the room rises. And it's just wonderful to watch how ego starts dissipating and love starts coming in. And at the end of the day, this is who we are. You know, we all belong to each other. We all come from the same space, wherever that is. We all have a heart. We're all human beings, and we really do all belong to each other. So that is just a bit of philosophy that I love to share with everyone. But, you know, how often has an idea come to you that excites you, and that excitement lasts for a few hours, maybe a few days, and that's what it remains, an idea. I know in my case it's happened many, many times, and but there was one time where I decided to follow on this idea, and this journey became Ladles of Love for me. It began in July 2014, as Christine mentioned, while I was on this Art of Living course. And during this course, I was watching a knowledge DVD by the founder of the organization, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. And he spoke of this ancient Sanskrit word that you see on the screen, seva. And seva means giving of yourself, wanting absolutely nothing in return. You give because you can. You give because it's the right thing to do. And I recall he said two things to me, well, to us, when he was sharing that when you do sever in its true essence, two things will happen. You will always be provided for, and as you take on more, responsibility, so your shoulders will take on the responsibility. Your shoulders will grow to take on this responsibility. And being with Ladles for 7 years, I vouch for this. It is absolutely true how life really does work with you. Life, God, higher power, whatever you want to call it, really does work with you. I remember while I was listening to him sharing this knowledge, a sense of peace came over me because it really resonated deep within my soul. And it all seemed to be planned as everything after this just flowed. As we were doing the course in the city, our sever that day was to go and serve a cup of tea to the homeless community in the city. And because I was feeling all the inspiration, and because I was doing the course not far from the restaurant, I spoke to the teacher and I asked if I could rather arrange a big pot of soup and let's rather serve soup to the homeless. And he happily agreed on that. So when the afternoon arrived, we all walked to the restaurant. We all then ladled up the soup into little takeaway coffee cups, and we all went our own merry ways walking around the city, looking for homeless people to give this cup of soup. And I remember I'm just trying to change screen. My arrow's not working there. Excuse me if I'm a bit jittery and stuttery, because this is all new to me and working with Zoom is quite interesting. So I remember I was walking on Long Street and there was a homeless individual who was wrapped in a dirty duvet. He was definitely under the influence of something. He was shouting and screaming at I don't know who. And I decided I'd walk up to him and offer him a cup of soup. And as I approached him, he very much quietened. He almost came back to earth, if you want to say. And I said to him, "Would you like a cup of soup?" And he said, "Yes, please." And I gave him the soup, and he thanked me very much for this. And then when I walked away, he returned back to that headspace that he was in. And for me, this was a very powerful moment. I thought that if an interaction like that can restore human beings' dignity, an interaction and a bowl of soup can restore human beings' dignity, even for just a few seconds, then this is what I must do. And it all clicked in place for me. It was really easy. I had the restaurant, I had the kitchen, there were lots of homeless people in the city, and so I decided I'm going to start serving I'm going to start serving a soup kitchen to those in need. So I returned back to work. I remember I returned back to work, and I recall telling my manager that we were going to start a soup kitchen. But it was a very deep knowing that I was going to be more than just one soup kitchen. I don't know what it was. It was almost as if it was my destiny. And I remember I took the first step, and on a chilly Tuesday evening, this picture you see here is the very first soup kitchen that we served back in 2014. And I look at this picture, and I look at the pot, and that is really a small pot compared to the pots that we're using today. And it's just amazing how the kitchen has grown. For the first year, that we didn't even call it Ladles of Love. It didn't have a name. We often used to refer to it as the Love Kitchen. All I decided is that I was going to commit every Tuesday to serving the soup kitchen. And that's what I did. I took one step in front of the other, focusing on each kitchen on that day, and we began serving more and more people. So strong was my commitment that, except for the few months between lockdown 5 and 4, we served a soup kitchen every single Tuesday. We have served a soup kitchen every single Tuesday, come rain, shine, or public holiday. And actually, it's become part of Ladles of Love that if we do take something on, we're going to take it on for the long haul. We're going to commit to it, and we're going to commit to it every week. Even now with the work we're doing, we've committed to beneficiaries that we work with, and my goal is to support them for as long as I possibly can. As I mentioned, the soup kitchen didn't have a name for at least a year, but on Mandela Day 2015, just soon after that, I decided that it was time to give the name to the soup kitchen, and so Ladles of Love officially was born. And all this time serving soup kitchens, I saw something in common all the time. All the volunteers that came to help were genuinely happy, genuinely smiling. And I noticed that gender, color, religion, and race all fell away. And we all just were human beings coming together to serve our homeless guests a bowl of freshly prepared soup, served with love, respect, and dignity. I realized that Ladles of Love was not only feeding the soul of the homeless people, but it was also feeding the soul of all these volunteers that have been part of Ladles of Love. And so the slogan, Feeding the Soul, was born. One kitchen became 4 soup kitchens around the city, and what began as ladles serving young, hungry kids at one school grew to 4 schools. We also started working with other organizations who were feeding the homeless community further out the city. And what I began to realize is that if I saw Ladles of Love as a charity, that's what it would remain, just a charity. And many charities survive basically on the fumes of an oil rig. I realized that if I wanted to create impact, I needed to run Ladles of Love as a business. It needed to have an income, so the donations are your income. It has to have expenses. You've got to pay rent, you've got to pay staff, you've got to buy food. And at the end of the day, your donations need to exceed your income so that you can put money into reserves. There's many successful, I call them successful nonprofits that have been going for many years, and they'll all tell you that they all have reserves anywhere from 3 months to 12 months in case, in times of those rainy days, excuse the pun today. So it was then 2018 that I realized I had a big decision coming up. I knew that I had to decide to either continue to work in my restaurant career and just let Ladles of Love idle along, or I had to have the courage to step out of my lifelong career and move into the nonprofit sector. I didn't know how I was going to do this. And so in February of 2018, I spoke to my ops manager, who is a very good friend of mine. And I told him my plans, and I told him what I wanted to do. Because I believe that when you put it out there, life will show you the way somehow. And so by September 2018, I decided I was able to leave Doppio Zero and move into Ladles of Love on a full-time basis. Luckily that I knew the owners of Doppio Zero, and I was good friends with them. They allowed me to continue cooking in the kitchen, and all I did was move my office to my apartment, and so Ladles of Love was fully functional. If you recall earlier, I said that when you perform seva, with every cell of your being, you will be provided for. And at this point, I'd really like to share a story with you. As you can see on the screen here, we have the Feed 5,000 campaign, and we do this in collaboration with the Hope Exchange. Over the Christmas and festive season, a lot of non-profits closed down for the holiday season, and the homeless people in the city are pretty much left without much support with regards to food. So it becomes what we decide to do is then serve lunch every day over the festive season. And I recall it was Christmas Day. We were coming up to Christmas Day because we try and serve a decent Christmas lunch, a more like with chicken and vegetables and that type of stuff. And I remember as we were coming to Christmas Day, it was the 24th, and I was struggling to find place to cook because the Doppio Zero was closing, and struggling to get volunteers because everyone wanted to be home for Christmas Eve. But to cut a long story short, we managed to cook up all the food on the 24th of December by lunchtime. And we had all this piping hot food that we had to put into containers somehow and put it into these little freezers that were at the Hope Exchange, because I couldn't use the space at Doppio Zero because they were closed up for Christmas Day. And I remember coming on Christmas Day. I arrived at the Hope Exchange at about 8:30, and I remember two of my volunteers sitting on a couch there, looking as if someone had really just died. And I looked at them and I said, "What is the problem?" And all the food that we had cooked had gone off. The chest freezers and the freezers couldn't handle the heat, and literally they became insulation of this heat, and the food all went off. And one of the volunteers, her husband's now a trustee of Ladles of Love, looked at me and said, "Danny, this is the last time this is going to happen," because it wasn't the first time that it happened. And she said, "We're going to get you a kitchen." And I said, "Okay, cool, no problem." And, my focus was getting the food out, which luckily somehow we managed to get food out to over 400 homeless people. And then came February, Doppio Zero, the guys called me. They asked me to please come back to the restaurant just to ease it off, because the manager that they'd put in was completely destroying the restaurant. And so I went back, and it came to me that they had decided they were going to close that restaurant. And to cut a long story short, had the events on Christmas Day not happened, had that food not gone off, and had the volunteer, she's asked me not to mention her name, was not there, when we closed the restaurant on the 31st of July, 2019, I stepped into our very own kitchen. And this is a picture of me signing the lease with Peter at the Hope Exchange. So literally, we were provided with the kitchen at the time that we needed. When I reflect on my journey of Ladles of Love, it was Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. It felt as if Sri Sri Ravi Shankar was talking to me directly, an almost godly conversation, I like to say. It gave me the courage to pursue this purpose that was presented to me with all my heart and all my soul. And what seems to have happened is that life took over, and I really just became the vehicle for Ladles of Love to follow this purpose. As mentioned earlier, that I've never really had a plan. All I've known is that my purpose is to touch as many people's lives as I possibly can in any small way. And from there, I have been completely open to whatever came to Ladles of Love at the perfectly right time, to take it from the first pot of soup we served on that chilly Tuesday evening to what it has achieved today. Then January the 1st, 2020 arrived, and I recall it was just a regular day for me. Ladles of Love was getting busy. Corporates were coming on board. We were doing around 15,000 meals a month. And I recall Mandela Day 2019. We had planned this amazing event. I'm just going to share a quick video. So there we have it. It was Mandela Day 2019, and what an amazing event. We had over 800 volunteers come and do their 67 minutes of chopping, serving, helping at the clothes store. We prepared over 5,000 liters of soup, and we clothed and served 1,200 homeless. And so it was an amazing Mandela Day. But then on the 5th of March 2020, our first COVID case was reported in South Africa. Stability began to crumble as the cases grew, and donations began to dramatically dry up as restrictions were being imposed. How we served our kitchen had to be changed to meet new safety protocols, and volunteers began to stay away. I recall sitting at my desk with not much to do and saying to myself that COVID was either going to make us or break us. As the cases grew, the city became more quiet as tourists left to go back home, and people started to stay home. And then the day I don't think anyone will forget was the day when Cyril Ramaphosa went on TV live to announce a national lockdown. Unlike many people who must have experienced absolute fear and uncertainty of where we were going, I actually experienced a peace and calm over me. It was almost as if I knew what I had to do, and I knew that I had to get out as much food as I possibly could to as many people as I possibly could. I had no idea how I was going to do it or where I was going to get the money to do it. I just knew that millions of destitute people were going to need help with the food. And because hunger waits for no one, it needed to happen fast. So I woke up the next morning and I took my first step. My idea of feeding as many people as I possibly could was so clear and so strong that I did not have time to procrastinate or figure out how we were going to do it. All I could do was deal with each day as it came. And that really was very important for me, because I often had people coming to me and saying, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? And I would just answer that I really don't know what's going to happen. All I know is what I could do today. And that gave me a lot of strength. What is also important to share at this point is that when your primary purpose for what you do is not for profit, and yes, we all need to make profit to keep things going, but when your primary purpose is not for profit or any other ego-driven idea to benefit yourself or a few, but a purpose that comes deep from within your soul, then know that you will be provided for and supported. And I vouch for that, as it has been for Ladles of Love. We need to believe that we'll be supported by source, or that ethereal energy we cannot define or explain, or like many of us like to say or like to call God. You need to listen to those gut feels and trust this to be your guidance. An example of this was one morning I woke up early and I had a very strong calling to get to my kitchen early and go and do a live post on Facebook and just talk to our followers and let them know what we are doing and how we are doing it. And I suppose at that time, many people were stuck at home and were stuck on social media because they were just trying to keep themselves occupied. But I'm not sure what happened, or if it maybe brought a sense of calm and inspiration, knowing someone was out there doing something. But suddenly our likes started rocketing and money began flowing into our account. As millions continued to pour in, we started sending out more and more cooked food. And within a matter of weeks, we grew from cooking 1,000 meals a week to over 18,000 meals a week. What began as an innocent request, asking people to make sandwiches at home, grew from a few hundred sandwiches, and within a couple of weeks, we were doing over 20,000 sandwiches a day. Individuals and corporates all wanted to jump on board and help us in this time of crisis. And by the middle of May, the Cape Town Convention Centre offered us Hall 5. So if you look at this picture on your screen, the top picture is our small little 20 square meter storeroom at the Hope Exchange. And by May, we were in this 1,500 square meter hall running a warehouse. And then by July, Grand West Casino offered us their exhibition hall, the full 2,600 square meters, which is where I am currently. And because of this, we've been able to send out tons and tons of food. And then Mandela Day was upon us, and we decided we wanted to break the world record of making more than 107,418 sandwiches in an hour. So we went out there and decided we were going to do this through our sandwich network. So before I move on, I'd like to share this with you.
Is that on your Facebook page?
It is, yes.
I'll put a link on our Facebook page to it afterwards.
All right, cool.
So people see it.
But in total, we smashed the world record, and together Cape Town made 304,583 sandwiches. And still today, when I watch that video clip on Facebook, my hair still stands on end that we were able to achieve such an amazing feat. And And today, in total, I can say we've distributed over 4.5 million sandwiches into the communities. Also, other stats that I'd like to share, we've prepared over 324,000 hot meals that we've cooked ourselves. We've sent out over 413,000 boiled eggs, and a total of 2,200 tons of bulk food supply has been sent out to over 250 soup kitchens around the peninsula. And this in total has generated over 17 million meals that we have been able to serve out into the community since COVID began. So I hope when you hear these stats that you can appreciate a very simple yet very powerful principle in life, that popular quote that I've put in my own words: many small acts of kindness create one huge impact of love. I mean, look at this. Thousands of people made donations that have allowed us to buy that 2,100 tons of food that we have sent out. Even more thousands of people have come together that have allowed us to distribute the 4.5 million sandwiches. And we worked out that on Mandela Day alone, over 5,000 people were involved in this record-breaking attempt with us. And then finally, those, I like to call them Seva warriors. Those are the mothers and the grandmothers out there in the communities that wake up every day for no other reason. They don't get money for it. They don't get paid for it. But they wake up every day to cook a big pot of food so that they can feed a nutritious meal to the community that they live in. So you see, tens of thousands of people chose to perform an act of kindness that together kept away a humanitarian crisis. Apart from the hardships that I saw this pandemic create, I was also blessed to experience so many people coming together in acts of kindness that I began referring to it as #humanity in action. With everyone in lockdown, there was almost a stillness in the air that allowed everyone to return back to the essence of who we truly are, the human beingness that we are. What COVID has taught me is that we are capable of coming together to make this world a better place. It has taught me that in this day and age, in this rather crazy world we live in with almost 8 billion people, we cannot just do a random act of kindness and think that that's okay. I have come to realize that we need to do ongoing acts of kindness. I think very much, Christine, you were talking about that, and it is so true. If we really want to change this world, we need to be kind. We need to be loving. And we need to be loving to our Mother Earth, because we have so many kids on this earth that still have a life and a future ahead of them. I remember it was Alison, actually, with all this love going on and all this kindness and compassion, she came up with a beautiful term I love to call love activist. And what is a love activist? Well, very much simply put, it's a way of life. It's a paradigm that must be lived from deep within the soul. It's an awareness of your thoughts. Be kind to yourself first. Speak properly to yourself first. Speak kindly to yourself first, and then speak kindly to everyone else. Doing those small acts of kindness, all that creates a lot of love. That is what a love activist is. It's an awareness of your thoughts and your choices that allow you to live your life from a complete place of love. Words such as hate, racism, anger, jealousy, anxiety, me or mine do not exist. And words such as we, ours, sharing, empathy, compassion, caring, and respect form the foundation of our lives. It's taking the letter M in the word me and turning it upside down. What do you get? You get the word we. And this is what it's about. It's a deep knowing that allowing yourself to be vulnerable is not a sign of weakness, but a knowing of great strength. Ladles of Love has only been able to achieve what it has because of all you beautiful people out there and all your support that we have received. In the last 14 months, I've never experienced and seen so much kindness and empathy. I can only hope and pray that as COVID slowly leaves us, that we as humanity can continue down this path of kindness and caring. If you are passionate about something, then share this passion for the good. Share that passion to make this world a better place. Don't worry about the big picture. Just take the first step. And if you only help one, then this is enough. Because remember, many acts of kindness create one huge impact of love. Before I end off, I'd like to share our Mandela Day Initiative. Last year, as you saw, we broke the world record for the most sandwiches made. This year, we want to attempt another world record of creating the longest line of food cans in the world. The current record is around 3.8 kilometers. We want to go for 6.7 kilometers. That's around 90,000 cans that we are hoping to accumulate. And we're still deciding now with COVID. We had, as I might have mentioned, we did have it all planned. We were going to make this line of cans at the waterfront. We're still hoping that we can do it, even if I have to do it on my own and go out there and make this line. But for now, we're asking everyone to go onto our website, ladlesoflove.org.za. When you go onto the website, a window will pop up. You can click on that window and that will take you to web tickets where you can buy, for 100 Rand, you can buy 5 cans, or you can buy cans by the meter as we're trying to get to 6.7 kilometers. So I truly believe that what I saw last year on Mandela Day, I truly believe that we will achieve this year. So I hope that you can all come on board. If you do want to just donate, please do. Our website is full. It's also, funny enough, we launched our website a couple of months ago. So we've included PayPal. You can sign up a debit order. We're asking people to sign up a debit order because this is ongoing. We're asking people to make every day a Mandela Day and sign up a debit order and walk this journey with us. So I just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for giving me the space to share. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Danny. I have to say that is a truly inspiring story. And I think you embody everything that the Mandela Day is about. So I hope we can take away that message that just one act of helping one person is how it starts. And I think it's been a very inspirational talk this morning. And I hope you succeed with your world record attempt with the cans. Once again, everybody, just simply go and have a look at their website. There's all sorts of ways you can help. The IWC is also collecting donations in our bank account, details of which you can find on the in the directory, in the newsletter. There's a page about this. So if you'd like to simply make a donation, please do so. But also please consider going to their website and supporting this world record attempt, and consider supporting them financially, etc., etc.
Christine?
Yes?
I just want to ask Danny, I can share the video if you'd like me to. I found it. Do you want me to share the video quickly?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, okay. Off you go.
We passed 200,000.
Can you hear now? Yeah.
225, you're nothing, baby. 250, nah. 275, nah. 300,000, nah. 304,500. Is beating at 255 beats a minute. I am blown away. Cape Town, you are the best. I don't know what else to say. Cape Town, you've made South Africa proud. You've made Madiba proud. You've made Ladles of Love proud.
En is Lynn van Kroos ook aan mee.
Transport guys, I can't even mention Van Cartel, Courier, Full Bananas, Translink, Steve Wilson Oils, another Steve that we call Steve Joe Slovo, Coaston Foods.
Okay, that was good. We got a flavour of that event. Was that at Grand West, Danny?
Yes, that was at Grand West.
Okay, is that where are you sitting? Where are you sitting right now?
Yeah, I'm sitting at Grand West, just to give you an idea.
Okay, because I could hear the staff and the activity.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
So the team behind me, this is the admin side. So we've got lots of space, and it's been an amazing journey. It's been an amazing journey.
Well, that's incredible. Amazing how one man's idea, one man's inspiration can create something as awesome as this. I love that phrase, love activist. I think that's something we should think about, especially on July the 18th. I think Madiba would be very proud of you, Danny, very proud indeed. I think we need a few more of you in this country. But excellent. Well, thank you very much. I hope the IWC, I'm sure we will support this project. It's needed more than ever during these cold winter days when we should all be grateful that we have a warm meal inside us. So, ladies, do think about this and think about what you're going to do for Mandela Day. But certainly let's support Ladles of Love and do what we can to help this project go further forward and to help you reach your world record. I hope you tell us about that. We'll have a look at the Facebook page and see what's happening with that. I want to hear all about that. Okay, well, I think that will conclude our meeting this morning. Ladies, thank you very, very much for joining us. And once again, we're restricted to Zoom, but we're staying connected. We're keeping our members connected. Please promise me you'll take a look at the website this weekend, have a look at the newsletter. A lot of work has gone into it. So there's still things happening. We'll have more things happening on Zoom. And until we can actually physically meet again, I wish you all a good day and stay warm and stay safe. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Danny. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye, everybody.